Hey folks, Dave here, and I like knives. Here today to talk to you about this, the Spyderco Native 5. A wonderful little member of their lightweight series. We'll get into what that means in just a second, but first, we know it's approximately one hand's breadth, but what does that mean in knife terms? Here it sits between a monster and a rat number 2. Here it sits between an Endura and a... Say what? Here it sits between a somewhat abomination and a pair of 3 that we are going to come back to a little bit later. I'll set you up there for now. Here it sits between a Benchmade Griptilian and a mini grip. And here it sits between 2 interesting comparisons that I'm going to get more into detail about later, the Spyderco Shaman and the Mannix 2. As you can probably tell from the blade shape, the Native is basically, well, the Native was first. So the Shaman is essentially just a big Native. Not the Native Chief, just a Native made large. As I said, this is the Spyderco Native 5. The 5 meaning that this is the 5th generation of one of Spyderco's longest running families. And over that time, it has grown, it has evolved into what we see before us, and that evolution has led to a lot of gold. There's a little bit of garbage that still needs to be Darwined out a little bit. Let's get into it. First gold is going to be the size. As you saw from the comparisons, this is a fairly small knife. Handle a little less than 4 inches, blade just a slight hair under 3 inches, 2.9 about, but undeniable enough that, nobody's really going to give you a hassle for it, hopefully. That size, combined with the definite finger choil right there, helps lead to some solid ergonomics, whether you choose to choke up and use the choil, or hang back and just trust your fingers to this FRN. Pretty solid all around. This is one of the most comfortable knives that Spyderco makes, a company known for their comfortable knives. The Shaman is one of my favorite knives in hand, and this is essentially just that, but the finger choil is less of a choice. Still is. I have medium hands, I think, and still can get a 4-fingered grip on the handle. It's just a whole lot more comfortable to go ahead and choke up like that. One of the important things that does not get in the way of the ergonomics is this pocket clip. It's on the gold because it is for position, up, down, left, right, any which way. It'll be on the garbage. We'll come back to that, but for the moment you can put the pocket clip anywhere you want. The pocket clip is aided by this spot right here. I always refer to this as the Delica spot just because the Spyderco Delica is the first place I saw it, but what that is, it's a place for the pressure of the clip to land so that when you put it in and out of your pocket, this FRN, as I said, fiberglass reinforced nylon, it's just plastic. This is very, very grippy, kind of unidirectional like shark skin. So if you were trying to rub your pants on this part, your pants would die. You rub your pants on this part, and they live, I guess would be the opposite of that. So Delica spot, accessible anywhere of the 4 ways. Good job, Spyderco. While on this version, the handle is FRN, which I understand, again, just the plastic, I understand is not everyone's cup of tea. I'm still going to give a huge, huge gold to the materials. This particular model is S35VN, which is a great, great steel, as well as the FRN. However, this exact knife is available in a G10 version as well. One of the reasons I compared the Mannix earlier, there's another reason, we'll come back, but one of the reasons is that it follows a similar family tree as the Mannix. The Mannix 2 is available in either the FRN or the G10. Same steel, same packages. I think the FRN is available in M390. Most of the same steels and packages and colors, just the difference in those 2 materials. With the Native, I much, much prefer the FRN because it's just so much lighter. You don't have steel liners as you would in the G10 version. I don't really care. very comfortable, very light. The size, the lightness, all coming into the gold right there. And I touched on it just a bit there, but the Native is one of Spyderco's kind of premier with the Delica, the PM2, the Mannix. The Spyderco does this a lot, but it is one of their main variety vehicles. Spyderco has a new steel, it's going on the Mannix. They have a new material, it's going on the Mannix. This is a Native. Why is that messing up my brain? New steel going on the Native. There are so many thousands of different varieties, they're probably not thousands, whatever, of versions of this that it's incredible in all the different materials, most of the different materials. Overall, in the main runs, 110V, Maximet, S30, S35, Spy 27, the S45, I think, Rex 45, they're all available here. If you want a different steel, same knife, same everything, you can switch blades between the different handle colors and all of that variety, all the different steels, all the different colors. I love variety. That might be why I like Spyderco so much, is because I love variety, and the Native is a huge vehicle that they use to push that. One of the reasons that I believe this makes such a great vehicle for variety, and it's an attempt to bring people into the brand, and this is a solid first step for that, a solid first Spyderco, because this is so very simple. It is a lockback. Open, close. Spyderco, one of the things that Spyderco is best known for is their compression lock. It's one of the best things that they do. It's a proprietary lock. And just factually, it is more complicated to use than a backlock. Backlock is literally the simplest thing in the world. Buck figured out how to do it, I don't know, 12 years ago, I think, was when the Buck 110 originally came out. This is just so very simple. There is nothing complicated. There's nothing confusing. If there's somebody that, doesn't know knives, you can give this to them and it's fine. Native, great first knife. Lockbacks aren't known for their stellar actions, but on this, it is smooth enough that it works. Not all lockbacks can you shake closed like that and operate one-handed. With this one you can, while still not having any kind of blade rock, just because it's well made. And of course the lockback kind of sucks the blade back in, nice and snappy. Make sure your fingers aren't in the way, because a little bit of a guillotine, but again, the finger choil allows you to avoid that. So if you go to close it, like that, a thing you should never do, finger choil is going to catch on your finger, perfectly safe. Again, great first knife. And finally is the price. These, with their, at least 8 different varieties, it comes in at a variety of price points as well. The G10 version, if you have the Maximet, for instance, if you have the G10 and the FRN sitting beside each other, the G10 is going to be, I don't know, like $15 to $20 more. But across the board, we're looking to get your hands on a Native. They're about $120 to $200. Now, that is a lot of money, obviously, and these are kind of the two ends of that spectrum. An S30, this is S35, it's a little bit better, but an S30 version is $122 the last time I looked, which was about 5 minutes ago, so I doubt that prices changed very much. And a Maximet is on the absolute upper end at around $190. I did not pay that for either of these. I bought this from a guy in a parking lot. I've told that story before. I actually don't remember how I got my hands on the Maximet version. I think I bought that from a retailer, but I very much doubt that I paid full price. Anyway, whatever it is that you value, there's a way to get into it. This is certainly not the cheapest way to get S35 in your pocket, but it's one of the cheapest ways to do so in a US manufactured knife, and it actually is, my understanding is it actually is one of the cheapest ways to get Maximet or S110V in your pocket. Both of those are on the upper limits. So budget, it's a lot of money, but for what the package actually is, kind of relative to comparing apples to apples in the market, it really is solid pricing. And perhaps most importantly, has not suffered the same kind of egregious price creep of some knives recently. Native, a little bit, not nearly as much. So all that seems really, really good. Really gold, perhaps even. There is a little bit of garbage, and to demonstrate, we are going to flip these upside down. The garbage, the most important, we'll save the most important for last, but at the moment, this lockbacks A just aren't going to be for everybody. Again, it's a very simple knife style. However, I do prefer something in my life just a little bit more fidgety. Lockback, not quite going to give you that, but being as this does have such a smooth, solid action, it's going to be a whole lot more fidgety than, again, like a buck 110 or something like that, or 112 to keep the size consistent. One of the things that this is missing as a Spyderco lockback is actually the boy dent. Boy, I think it's the boy, it's spelled down here. And that's this little divot right here. What this is so that when you squeeze it in a white knuckle death grip, your hand doesn't accidentally press the lock and unlock it. Now, that is a simple solution to a problem that I very much doubt actually exists. It may have happened to somebody, but not very many people. This doesn't have that. It's not really a garbage. That's just a personal confusion. I don't know why they didn't keep it consistent across, whatever, because you don't have to press it all the way. It's not something that actually matters. It's just a design choice that confuses me. Maybe because these are from two different factories. I don't know. This is from Japan. This is from Colorado. The actual worst garbage here, stylistically, obviously, you're welcome to just not like this. Price-wise, obviously, you're welcome for this to just not be within your budget. Completely understand. The worst garbage is actually something that Spyderco does as a company, and that is pocket clips. Yeah, a lot of their different models do, or some of their different models do have the same pocket clip. However, what is going on here? I don't understand this. This is the only knife that I am aware of in Spyderco's lineup that uses this clip, which is weird because it's one of their most popular knives. It's not a random weirdo. It's one of their most popular knives, using some of their most popular materials. This is a lightweight knife. So it's the Native 5 LW is what is the actual name of this knife. So why does it not share a pocket clip with the Manix 2 LW or the Para 3 LW? Both of these have the wire clips. One comes deep carry, the other one doesn't, but it's the same wire and the same screw that holds both. Why did these not get that treatment? I legitimately don't understand. What I wish they could have done is found a way to put a wire pocket clip on this Native 5. Now, one of the reasons, and I suspect the reason that they did not do that, is because this lockback necessitates there being a spring somewhere in here under the clip. They feel the need for some reason, because some people use a lanyard. Again, you're welcome to. I don't, so I don't care. But Spyderco feels the need to put a lanyard hole here, which is fine. But because there's a spring down here that they have to dodge, there's limited places to put it. So you combine the lanyard hole and the pocket clip. I guess I understand that. I don't like that, but I understand that being a valid issue. However, you found a way around it earlier in the Delica. Here, you combined the clip and the lanyard hole. So why are we not using the same pocket clip? One of them's made in America, the other in Japan. Who cares? Why are you using different why is this a unique pocket clip? So if you want to get a deep carry clip for this, you have to buy it specifically versus the Delica or Endura, which just fits all Delicas and Enduras, and any knife that uses that same pocket clip, which I think there are a couple. There aren't any that use this one. I have these as visuals because Kershaw ZT, they use the same or similar pocket clips. There are a couple that don't. The Blur, Leak, Chive, etc., all the Ken Onion ones, they use really dumb pocket clips, but they all use the same pocket clip, so that one doesn't count. Benchmade uses the same 3 holes across the overwhelming majority of their product line. They can do that. They're Spyderco's primary competitors, these are. These 2 K-bars are the same knife, and look how hardcore they're using the same pocket clip. Incredible. Why was that not done on the Native? In conclusion, is it obvious? I tried to write an in here. I don't think it is, but try to visualize it. In conclusion, this is an incredible, incredible knife. One of the best that Spyderco has ever made. You'll notice that my complaints were something that I didn't even believe in, and really more of an extreme pet peeve. Like really, really bad pet peeve. I hate proprietary pocket clips, especially when you have the option to just not do that. You don't have to. You could have not done that. But all the same, that is the main thing that I can think of as a detractor of the Spyderco Native. It's a slicey blade. It's great materials. It's an incredible family. Pick your own adventure for which one you get. Native 5 is a good knife, and thus has the Dave stamp of approval, I guess. Stamp that one too, just for solidarity. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, let me know down below. And other than that, y'all have a great day.